Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watch List. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah!
Hello, people.
Hannah, today we're here for What's Next, the show where we help you figure out what to watch next. On today's, it's a jam-packed show, Hen. We've got Bad Boys, Ride or Die.
Aha.
We've got The Watchers, both in cinemas right now. And then some couple of streaming movies. Mm-hmm. One is The Hitman, which is in streaming all around on Netflix.
Yes.
And then Mother's Instinct, which is Prime Video. Yeah, we finally got here. But before we begin, let us tell the viewers and the listeners what they should do.
Pretty please leave a like and subscribe to our channels. Subscribe. Leave a comment down below, any of your feedback, good or bad. Maybe some stuff you want us to know. Have a little chat down in the comments below.
Hit the notification button and you'll get great content like this one, including the 2000 movie draft. That was good.
Oh, it was some twists and turns in that draft.
Yeah, I didn't see the first pick being Requiem for a Dream.
Nope. I kind of love it.
Just fine, just brings it every week.
He really does. It's incredible. And also, I just found our 2000s picks were not the obvious choices.
Yeah.
We definitely played it weird, and I think that was the best part of it.
Unbelievable. Once again, thanks to Danny for joining, and thanks everyone for watching, and I've got some good feedback from the episode as well. We Interrupt Regular Program is up now, and I recapped Acolyte, the new Star Wars show, and I actually liked it. And Dark Matter, which, man, I am all in. This is like Fringe on steroids. Yeah. This is like Fringe on steroids. And this week, movie news, Cinema Experience, the best candy bar. Mm-hmm. Ooh, could be
tough competition.
Controversial. Hannah, championship belt holder for you.
Yeah.
This year. Mm-hmm. For you it is.
It is the film Challenges, of course.
When we went to the movies this week, did you happen to mention that you might think there's a challenger to Challenges?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a film, there's a film called Twisters.
That could be a twist.
And I thought you also had a challenge for your belt.
No, I haven't got it.
I thought a little bit of a trap could entice you.
Nah.
The M. Night Shyamalan twist for you in reality.
Nah, Civil War's me.
You never know.
Nah, Civil War's me.
You also picked Hypnotic to be your championship belt for 2 weeks.
That is true. For me, it is Civil War. Let's get on to today's show. And the first movie that we're going to review today, it's in cinemas, it's a big hit, and it's Bad Boys, Ride or Die.
Bad Boys. No copyright.
Fourth movie in the trilogy. We got Bad Boys 2, Bad Boys
3, which was...
What was 3 called?
It wasn't called Ride or Die.
Nah,
Bad Boys for Life. Oh, Bad Boys for Life. It was something like that.
And this is Bad Boys, Ride or Die. So it picks up after Michael Lowry found out he had a son to a witch. Great. That's very righty. We go to Michael Lowry's wedding, but his mate has a heart attack.
Yeah. It's and he comes back from it, and he basically feels like he's like, I can't die.
Martin Lawrence is just so
Martin
good.
Lawrence is actually really great in this movie. He's cooking. And this whole movie is a setup because the police captain
In the last one.
who unfortunately was
Killed by Will Smith's son.
yes. He's been set up for the drug cartel, like he had ties to it, even though that's not true. So it's about the boys clearing his name. And wow, I cannot believe that after all these years that these movies are still this good.
Do you know who was really good at this? Reggie.
Yes.
Reggie's been paid out.
Son. Yeah.
Son-in-law.
The son-in-law is really good. But also just the movie, it's they're really good.
Well, this is directed by the same guys that directed the third one, and also they directed the ill-fated Batgirl.
Oh, that Batgirl that we'll never get to see.
Yeah, we'll never.
But I will say, the third one I didn't personally see, so I just jumped in. I've seen the previous two, and I picked up what I needed to from the start and just moved on. I was like, oh, this happened, and but there's still a lot of fun here. Like, if you're going into this, you definitely should go back to the third one, because this one's a lot of. If this one was fun, the third one probably was too.
There was he was getting chased by a witch. You're like, of course, that was great. I don't want to give you spoilers, but there is a albino gator that is pretty funny in this.
Yes, it still has like the great like tense action. You're very like, because it's all very personal case, and this is about the boys and their life, you're still connected to the story. It's still really funny. Will Smith is like, like, he's come back and he's charismatic as ever. I mean, like, he's still Will Smith. Like, you can't deny his like box office draw. Like, he's a draw card.
There was a funny moment in it.
Yeah, I think there's some tense moments where you're just like, Will Smith, he, like, you think he's gonna maybe slap someone, but nah, the guy does not. It's really funny on that side.
But Martin Lawrence slaps him.
Yeah.
Like, multiple times.
It's some sort of redemption arc for Will Smith himself. I think this film definitely, if you're a fan of the franchise, if you're a fan of action comedies, which, yes, even though we got a movie like Fall Guy earlier this year, this one has a different feel to it. It feels like going back to, like, if you loved that first Bad Boys, or you liked movies from like the early 90s, like the 90s and the early 2000s, I mean.
Can you believe, like, the first one, Michael Bay, it only cost him $20 million to make?
Which is crazy. Michael Bay does not work for small budgets.
So the only thing that didn't work for me was Will Smith got married, and that relationship just didn't work for me at all.
I think it falls by the wayside because this movie is about Will Smith and his son more as a connection, while it feels like his new marriage is way too fresh of a relationship and has no development in this movie. So that just feels a little weird, but everything else, like all the other characters, feel really like comedically placed and really nice. The cameos of like really famous people in this movie also work in a weird way too. And I don't know, it just feels good to have fun at the movies. It really does.
The guy that wrote this, he wrote the last one, and he also wrote a god-awful Netflix movie starring Kevin Hart called The Man from Toronto. But he was also the associate producer of The Wedding Ringer.
Oh, okay. The Wedding Ringer.
Not many people like that. You tricked me into going and seeing that movie.
Okay, yes. Kevin Hart.
I think you were like 10.
Yeah, well,
you saw that movie.
Oh, I don't know, but like I like.
I
don't know. I liked Kevin Hart at the time, and I found him funny. So, this movie, I just think everyone's gonna enjoy it. If you're going to see it and you're going, I want to see Bad Boys, do it, because you are going to just go in and enjoy it. It's as advertised in a way.
Yeah,
it is definitely one of those movies. Anything else you have to add?
I'm just looking for the upcoming projects by the guy. It's still saying Batgirl in production.
Well, one day maybe.
They've got a movie called Gangsters, which sign me up. Like, I like that.
I will say the direction and editing of this movie is so fast paced. It never lets you just sit there and like take something in. You are full on, always action, cut. Yeah. Kind of, I guess, like, even though this is not Michael Bay, it does feel like the essence of one.
Michael Bay's in this.
Yes, a little cameo again.
Should you watch or miss this one?
I think it's a definite watch.
And ready for this one?
What are you thinking? Golf Clap, yeah. It's solid on all of its bases. It doesn't try to be anything new.
Bad Boys Ride or Die is in cinemas now. Yeah. Next movie we're going to talk about is Watchers. First movie by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
Yes.
Starring Ashana. Yeah. Starring.
By M. Night Shyamalan.
Yep. Starring Dakota Fanning.
Yes, Dakota Fanning, who we love dearly.
Now, this is based on a book that was written by an Irish guy, who, it's a strange tale of fantasy, horror, mystery, thriller. This is her first film. She did a great job. It's like
set in the Irish landscape.
Yeah, it's Galway.
Tales,
Galway.
And Irish tales.
AMI Shine. He wrote the book, and she has adapted this. I'll give you an elevator
wrote
pitch.
And directed this.
No. She adapted the story.
As in wrote the script.
Wrote script. Yeah. So elevator pitch for this. Yeah. Dakota Fanning is estranged from her sister. She's living a weird life. Yeah. She has she job at a pet store. She gets a bird. They go out into the forest, and then gets caught, and then she has to watch a mirror or face death.
She's being watched by these weird things. We have no idea. She's trapped in these woods.
She's staring at her reflection.
Yeah, she's trapped in these woods, and her and a few other people are as well. And that's the mystery. Is like, what's watching them? How can they escape? All this. This is like this is how the movie goes. And I think it's interesting. I like the fact that she's used Irish folklore, it's Irish folklore tales. It's funny in a way because they use the idea of fays and mystical beings and fairies and stuff, which have been romanticized over the years recently. But in this movie, it is definitely they're horror icons, and they're a little bit different, a little bit of a twisty factor.
The only the movie up until the twist, I really enjoyed it.
I think it's a really tense movie. I thought some of the stuff could have been cut for just short, because I found it again, when this movie when you think it's going to end, it doesn't. There's still 20 minutes more of the movie
and that last 20 minutes didn't work for me.
And the last 20 minutes explain the movie. And sometimes this works, but in this film it left a weird taste in the mouth, I know, by the end of it, because you're like, oh, okay, so you're gonna end it there? It was it's one of those. You're like, oh, it's an interesting thought process, because the film, the idea of you don't really get to see the monsters, so to speak. You kind of just see shadowy figures and outlines, and when you find out what they are, you're like, oh, that's interesting. But the film itself is just very slow and intense. And it does really well, really at the start, with its kind of spooked horror elements. And you can tell, she's really good at that and building that suspense. But I felt by midway through, it was just dragging. Once you know the twist, you're like, yeah, okay. But I just felt the stakes, I don't know, I just felt I didn't, the whole thing with Dakota Fanning's character is that you realize she is an unlikable character, and you oh, but do I really care if she lives or dies? One of those. And she's great in it, but yeah, it's a weird movie. When you get to the twist, it's a weird movie.
Georgina Campbell's in this as well. She was in that movie Barbarian. Remember that?
Yes. Okay. But yeah.
Owen Foyer. She was in Northman, and you might have recognised Oliver Finnegan. He's from Outlander.
Yes, I did. I was thinking, which, not a fan of that character.
Not a fan of him in this movie either.
No.
John Lynch is in, I think it's John Lynch. I'm pretty sure. John Lynch. He was the love interest of Gwyneth Paltrow in Sliding Doors. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, but I know what film you're talking about. Yeah. I love all the...
Great song in that. Turn Back Time.
I will say, yeah.
Is that a SingStar classic for you?
Yeah, 100%. The film, I really do like how she was building this film. This first half of this film, there's a thing, because of how this film plays out, you don't really see anyone's faces besides Dakota's and the main cast, and you're trying to figure out why, and then when you get to the twist, you're like, oh, this is interesting how this movie has played out.
Would you? First, before I say, would you watch or miss? I'm looking forward to her next movie. I hope she gets another one.
I really do too, because I think it'd be really interesting to see how she works with, because I don't know if I would give her a huge budget. I think I'd love to see her work with a tiny budget. Again, this was produced by her, her father had a hand in producing, and she would have gotten a lot of boost because, the name and stuff. But I'd like to see, she also was an assistant hand director, not a director, but assistant camera person on Old with her father, and another movie she did, not with her father, but another movie. And so it's just be interesting to see because this is your first attempt. I mean, this is pretty good. Like,
Yeah, she worked on her father's show, Servant, as well.
yeah.
Watch or miss?
It's a watch for streaming. I think this would be an excellent just sit down
Yeah,
streaming
I
movie.
think this is a great streaming movie.
Yeah.
Rating for me is I play on my phone.
I played it on my phone, 100%.
Good first movie though, I reckon. Next movie I want to talk about is Netflix's Hitman.
Hitman, Glen Powell, baby. Hey yo.
Just cook, Hannah.
Just cook. Okay. Hitman. It's about that lovely man, Glen Powell. He's gotten his starring role, and this is a movie he also helped co-wrote and I think he also produced as well, had a hand in that, and he is the starring character.
Yeah.
What's the name? Gary Johnson.
Yeah.
And Gary Johnson, basic boring guy. College professor, psychology and all that, and philosophy. And for some reason, there is an kind of cop operation, sting operation, that is not technically on the books. It's where they basically pretend to be hitman and try and get people to confess to wanting to basically kill someone. And which strangest, I've never heard of this, but it was actually a real thing.
Yeah, so
That actually happened.
it's written by Glen Powell and also Richard Linklater, who did School of Rock.
Oh yes.
And he also did Days Confused, Everybody Wants Somebody,
Yep.
the Sunset movies.
Yep.
So they worked together on Everybody Wants Somebody. Now, this movie is based on short stories in the Texas Monthly by Skip Hollandsworth. Now, they've worked together before, Richard and Skip, and they did a movie called Bernie, which is based on a true story. It stars Jack Black and Shirley MacLaine. And so, Richard Linklater, he's got a compound in Texas. He makes Texas movies, and
then you got Texas Boy.
A lot of the movies are about things that happen in his life. So, Everybody Wants Some, a huge college baseball movie.
Yep.
Stars Glen Powell, Wyatt Russell, Zoe Deutsch. Great movie. And then Richard Linklater, he just does these movies over and over again. And this movie, Glen Powell read the story, Gary Johnson. He put away 50 people or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, this is not fully accurate to that story, but it's just a composite of a few things.
Of things, and then it is a fictionalized tale of this character.
You know, there used to be a show called Pretender. On this is what this Gary Johnson does, and it's the first, I don't know, because he's retelling the story the first ever time he did it, it was he was perfect,
Yeah,
I could have gone for a movie of just him doing all that stuff. I would actually sign up for a series with all those.
Every each episode is different. Is the different character he's portraying, the different hitmans.
The thing that didn't work for me actually was the romance.
I would say that's the letdown of this
movie.
Well,
Adria Arjona, who was in True Detective, was also in Six Underground, Andor. She was in Morbius.
Not a good sign.
She's great, and they're great together. But I don't know. They had great chemistry. It's really hard to explain. They had great chemistry. She was great in it, but somehow it didn't work.
You know why? The love story just felt weirdly they were just fooling around, and then when the events happen in this movie, they kind of just
she forgave him so quickly.
Both of them forgave each other because both of them did something they weren't supposed to, and then by the end of this film, you're like, what? It's a little bit of it's very it's the first half of this movie is really good, and it went by so quickly to me because I was really into Glen Powell, changing and switching into all these different roles. It was very funny because first half of this movie feels like comedy, and then the second half is just in a weird way, How to Get Away with Murder.
I'll tell you what really works for me is the offsiders and the cops, Jasper, who's played by Austin Amelio, Sanjay Rao, who's Phil, it just really, they were really good. I thought they were fantastic.
There wasn't enough time with them, I found, because we were focused on Glenn Powell and the relationship and
Redo, like, she was great too.
I do like how this movie does set itself up, because the idea is if you pretend to be someone, you can eventually become that person. Like, if you choose to keep thinking that for yourself. And it's interesting how you watch this film and Gary starts being this character, Roy, and he starts to believe he is Roy. And it's really, it's interesting. I don't think they develop it enough, but I think it's really good. The bones. I think the bones of this movie are really good. Yeah. And I think as a Netflix movie, it's up there.
Like, seriously,
Is it Glenn Powell's best? No. Set it up. But
I think they could have done more with this. I think they could have made a multi-movie thing.
I thought it, like, not only a multi-movie thing, I thought it, like, that is an 8-part series.
Yeah.
Like, weirdly enough, that is an 8-part series.
Yeah.
You really could develop full on, like, episode is.
Don't get me wrong, that was good. It was a good movie.
It was a good movie. And it's a great Netflix movie.
Yeah.
But you really could see how that could have been a stretched out 8-episode series. But I could see why they didn't want to, because they would have had to put a lot of filler.
Yeah, well, he got paid, so good on you, Glenn Powell.
Great work.
Yeah.
You make great Netflix movies.
He's gone, like, he was very quiet after Set It Up, and then he did Top Gun Maverick, which it took ages to come out because of COVID. But then he's gone Anyone But You. And then he's gone this.
It's kind of like hit the ground running.
And now next is Twisters.
Yeah.
Like, Twisters could either be the biggest thing for his career, and it's going to make him that huge star.
I found out how much it cost to make that movie.
How much?
It's like $200 million.
Oh my God. No way.
That's not including promotion.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking.
Oh my God.
I got it in the draft, people.
Oh my
God. I'm really worried. It comes out the week before Deadpool and Wolverine, guys.
Seriously.
I love him, but not that much.
Like, I've seen the previews of this, and there's no way they spent $200 million on fire tornadoes.
You don't know how much it took to get Dorothy back up and running. Like, maybe they actually stop a real tornado.
If they don't mention Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton in this movie...
Maybe that's why it cost money, because they had to mention their names.
No, they're bringing Bill Paxton back from the dead.
No! They used that, what did they use in Ghostbusters to bring back Reitman?
How outrageous.
Yes. Basically, what, like, this whole Glenn Powell movie streak, we're going to see how it goes. This is a great Netflix movie.
People throwing shade at Anyone But You, like, saying that they didn't have chemistry, but, like, I thought Glenn Powell was great with Sydney Sweeney.
When you watch a movie like that, chemistry doesn't matter if the two people are hot. Like, who cares? Like, I'm sorry, the men get Sydney and the women, and you also get Glenn Powell.
Like,
seriously, who cares?
Hannah, your takes have been great. Like, your draft was awful, but your takes have been great lately.
Okay, all right. Alrighty then.
Would you recommend people to watch Hitman on Netflix now?
If you want a good time with Glenn
just
Powell.
A yes, Anne. Just a yes.
Yes.
It's good. It's good, isn't it?
with Glenn Powell.
It's good, isn't it? This is like if I could give a definition of golf clap, it's Hitman.
Okay.
It's golf clap.
I think it's just below it, but yeah. I think I
think it's just like...
I would love to just discuss the ending with people. Do you think they should have, do you think, reality?
I think...
we all get away with this stuff?
I think we're going to have an episode later the year when all the movies have come out, and we're going to discuss some endings. Because there's some endings this year you go, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
I'd like to discuss Civil War's ending. I would really like to discuss that.
You want us to discuss Challenger's ending?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. No, I think we should do an episode on endings this year.
Oh my God, yes. But the ending of the year, we discuss the endings of the movies.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
That is Hitman, and it is currently streaming on Netflix all around the world. The last movie for today. Man, how good is it to have 4 movies?
I know, right?
This movie is called Mother's Instinct. It stars Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway. Yep. Now, these two are neighbours. They both have sons. They're best friends. And, Jessica Chastain seems a little bit highly strung. Anne Hathaway goes through a traumatic experience of losing her son and doesn't take it well. This movie is, I thought, like Hitman's definition of golf clap. This is the definition of trash.
It is so trashy, this film. Oh my god, I love having two very like well accomplished actresses who are doing a movie like this, knowing full well, oh my god, the people that watch these type of movies are here for just trash. They're not here for a brilliance, but there are some absolutely wow performances here. I don't know if I don't know why I would defend such horrible actions Anne Hathaway does in this movie. But I don't know. She sticks to her guns.
So, this is based on a novel, and it's also a French film. It's brought to the screen by Benoit Delhomme, who did Lady Chatterley's Lover, and he was like the director of photography of Eternity's Gate. Remember when we saw that movie with like William Dafoe as Van Gogh?
I don't remember it, but yeah, okay.
It was well shot, and so he's done this movie. Now, it's produced by the girls. It's produced by Anne and Jessica. And man, I bet you they saw this movie and went, "Yeah, this is gonna be fun." This is like an 80s, 90s thriller trash. This
really
is
is like
Hand
that.
the Rocks at Cradle. This is Single White Female. This is all mixed into one.
Yeah, I mean, we used to get there used to be a lot of great trashy TV like this. Now this is a movie with two amazing actresses who, oh my god, you're just questioning everyone's questioning everything about you yourself, and you're like kind of screaming at the TV like, oh my god, really? It's just a wonderful. I don't know. It's just one of those times where you just.
The guys in this, like, Anne Hathaway's husband is Josh Charles, who is like in The Good Wife. And then Anders Delson Lai is Jessica Chastain's wife. You know what he was from?
What?
Worst person in the world.
Oh, wow.
Like the cartoonist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a classic movie.
Classic. When I saw him, I was like, I know that guy. And I was like, oh, I think he's really... Yeah, and it was. Man, I can highly recommend this movie. It's on Amazon Prime now. It's just fun. Like, it is like...
In a horrific way, by the way. If
Yeah.
you don't love the fact
only-
child is put at harm's way and some other horrific events, then you may not.
The only disappointing thing for me was I didn't get to see this at the cinemas.
Yeah. Also, it took a while for us to even
Yeah.
receive it. Yeah. Yeah, because it would have been... Like, it's such an interesting movie. Like, it's like a good one to talk about. And also, it's one, if you're on TikTok...
Add that to the end.
If you're also on TikTok, you will find clips of this one. Because I was seeing clips before I'd watched it. And I was just like, God, this is creepy.
There's like... people would have seen our studio, and I've got some like horse photos up. There's like some trotting in this movie as well, like old trotting. Yeah, it's like an old race in New York that like horses from all over the world used to win it. Like there's a horse in New Zealand from it, and like all that stuff like that. So, it's quite good. Man, I really like this movie. And you know what's really funny? Like I love how they've sort of played on the fact that. Normally, the role of like the sort of twisted one would have gone to Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, because Anne Hathaway usually plays the goody two shoes, and I'm kind of glad because it works more that Jessica Chastain, because I think the goody two shoes needs to be a little bit high strung, and I think Jessica Chastain somehow does it really well.
Well, and I really like the fact that halfway through this movie, you go, "Oh God, it's Jessica Chastain." Like, is she losing it, or are we losing it as an audience, or who do we follow here?
Yeah, who do we believe? And
that's good storytelling right there. If you don't know,
100%. This is just great, trashy movie. Like very, very good. Well done. I thought it feels the way it feels, and these actors. I thought it'd be like an Apple TV movie, but this is on Amazon Prime for everyone to enjoy.
For me, this is a watch, and for me, seriously, I want to give this such a big star. No, I'm not going to. Golf club.
It's a golf club. It's a golf club.
Man,
Golf
like
club or thriller trash?
I've changed. I would have given this a banger last year, but I'm gonna give it a golf club.
We're gonna rein it in.
This is Hypnotic's twin.
I'd say Hypnotic has some pretty good steps to it though. Like
I think
Hypnotic was Rushmore of thriller trash because you have a phenomenal actor with a bunch of like C-list actors in a movie like this.
They have Rushmore in the States, and that's like everyone's saying. We have this thing called the Four Sisters. I think this is on the Four Sisters of thriller trash.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. Sisters.
Not quite Rushmore, but
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Yeah.
Maybe with time. Ages.
Mother's Instinct golf clap watch from us is on Amazon Prime now in Australia.
Yeah.
Is Amazon Prime everywhere?
Yeah, I think it's yeah.
Let us know if it's not. But yeah, if you see it, you should watch it. That is it for today's show. Oh, man, I love this episode. I really did.
We had 4 actually good movies, like in a weird way.
It was really enjoyable actually talking about those movies.
Yeah, they're all very interesting, all different. All very different. A lot of like good, all of them had like really good stars to them too. We're talking about actual like big names.
I seriously, like weeks like this, well, the week before you go, oh man, God, this is tough. And then this week you go, wow, how cool is this?
Wow, yeah.
And probably no one saw them.
Except the bad boys.
Yeah, I hope everyone saw Hitman and Mother's Instinct. Like, they're good movies.
Hitman is number 1 on Australia Netflix.
Oh, that's great.
So.
That doesn't mean anything to me. They had like this show for Eric.
Called Eric?
Eric, and it's been a combination.
That's number. Yeah.
It's like 1 billion views or something.
Yep. I
haven't even watched a second of it, but I probably will. That is it for today's show. Tomorrow, movie news.
Yes.
And clickbait is movie experience as we continue our look at the ultimate movie experience. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment down below on what you are watching and what you want to see on the show. AFI Top 100, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
I'm excited to see.
Man, have you seen that?
No, but I know the famous, like, it's not, it's the full.
We got that on 4K. How good.
Incredible.
Awesome. Long live cinema. Until we meet again, it's bye for now.
Bye.